And welcome everybody here to y.W.c Predictions for the first time since WrestleMania. We're getting ready for the pay-per-view that nobody remembered was even going to be happening this weekend. It's WWE BackLash. Just off the heels of the greatest Royal Rumble ever, which apparently proves that if you win a title belt there, it doesn't matter because Braun Strowman didn't show up with his Battle Royal winning belt on Raw, so yay. Anyway, only three of us here to give you our live picks, so why don't I just quickly introduce everybody? First, we've got Chris Dolladolaton, and we have Kev Shear.
Bang! Yo, it's me. It's Kev.
And his yoga. Anyway. So, yeah, coming off of WrestleMania, where we have, I think it's two new champions, one champion retained via tie, and one champion retained just overall retaining. So right now, this is the way that it's going to look as far as the championship battles heading into Backlash. For the World Championship, Preston puts the title on the line against Chris Dollarton, Kyle Matthews, and Steve Rada. Rada has a bonus point to his credit due to a tie last time at WrestleMania. For the Intercontinental Championship, we got Levi McIntyre defending against Trent Dunham and Joshua Michaels. The Cruiserweight Championship, Kev Shearer, who has a bonus point in the bank from WrestleMania, defends against Tim Fiegel, Dylan Young, and Dylan Poteet, Dilly Dilly. And
I would be going against Dylan.
And the X Division Championship, Tim Smith defends against myself, Michael Norman, and James Shelley. So, like I said, only three of us here to give our live picks. We do have the picks of three other people coming into this video, so we will tell you what these particular people chose for the respective matches. I believe there are 7 official matches on the card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, there are 8 official matches on the card. So we're going to get right into it and go down them, and it'll probably be a very quick episode. But anyway, why don't we just get right down to it. First off, we've got the, I don't know, seems kind of thrown together team of Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley taking on Canadian Power, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Chris, who have you got?
Yeah, you're right. Was really just thrown together on the Raw before Backlash. It's very hard to choose. When was the last time we saw Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn win a match? I think for like on a pay-per-view anyway. Like I think last time for Kevin it was what, Clash of Champions,
Something like that, yeah.
and same thing for Sami Zayn. So you know what? I think like there's gonna be some issues between Braun and Bobby, and if it tides over from the Greatest Royal Rumble, yeah, there's gonna be some issues, but who knows if anything tied it over from the Greatest Royal Rumble. So I'll go with KO and Sami Zayn.
Okay. Kev.
One thing failed to mention about Backlash is the fact that, this dual brand pay-per-view is for the first time.
That's true.
Well, not first time, but you know what I mean.
First time since
anyway,
the
I'm gonna go with Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna go the opposite route of Chris and go Strowman and Lashley because Strowman just is fucking rocket strapped right now.
Okay. I'm actually going to agree with Chris. I'm going to go Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the reasoning of Braun Strowman's already got the momentum. He ended up winning the Greatest Royal Rumble over in Saudi Arabia. I don't see him being pushed forward as a tag team, one half of a tag team. That just doesn't make sense to me if he's got all this momentum. So I kind of see that, if Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn win, then there could be some dissension between Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley, and maybe set up a one-on-one between those two in the future. So I'm going to go with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. The three people that have brought in their picks ahead of time were Dylan Young, Preston Plord, and Tim Fiegel. Dylan is going with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn as well. Preston and Tim are going to go with Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley. Moving on to the next match, it's the little man versus the big man, the 7-foot Big Cass, going up against Daniel Bryan, who learned that you do not want to go to the Greatest Royal Rumble and get into a knife-edge chop battle with Roderick Strong, or you will die. Chris, who have you got?
You are absolutely right on the Roddy Strong Daniel Bryan thing. Because good lord, that was disgusting. It's kind of obvious here. This is Daniel Bryan's first it's the first pay-per-view match since WrestleMania, and he's on his own this time. He's not in a tag team. Although if you think about it, his tag team match at WrestleMania, he was kind of on his own to begin with anyway. So, well, actually no, that may have been Shane. I don't know.
No,
But
Daniel
yeah,
Bryan spent like half the match on the outside, and Shane McMahon beat up Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
yeah, you're right. It was the exact opposite. But yeah, I'm gonna go D-Bry.
All right, Kev.
Yes, 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 yes. I'm going with Daniel Bryan.
All right, I am also going with Daniel Bryan because there's just no way that they're gonna have him end up losing in Wouldn't this be his? Well, if we don't count the Greatest Royal Rumble and we don't count WrestleMania, wouldn't this be his first singles pay-per-view match since coming back?
Yeah, I mentioned that because his match at Mania was a tag team
Right.
match,
Yeah, so
and then at Greatest Royal Rumble,
definitely
he
have
was
to
the
have
first
him
entrant
win.
into the Rumble.
Well, it would be his first singles pay per view match, yes, but technically not his first singles match back because I
Right.
believe was it SmackDown after Mania that he
Him and
faced
Styles.
AJ.
Yep.
That ended in DQ. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks Shinsuke. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go with D-Bry as well, as does Dillon, Young, Tim Fiegel, and Preston Plord. So it's D-Bry all the way down the board. Moving
For the
on.
time being.
For the time being, yes. Next up is the SmackDown Women's Championship match. Carmella defending against Charlotte Flair. Chris, who we got?
You know, with the history behind the first women's Money in the Bank contract, I really don't see them pulling the belt off of Carmella for after what, three and a half weeks of holding the belt just to give it back to Charlotte. I just don't see them doing that. I can see them prolonging the rivalry between them, and I mean that could go both ways. If Charlotte takes the title, Carmella's owed a rematch clause. Even if Carmella retains, Charlotte could continue to pursue it because you never know WWE nowadays. So yeah, I'm gonna say Carmella's gonna retain that title.
Okay, Kev.
Same. I'm gonna say the title has continued to be FABULOUS.
All right, I'm going to agree. I think Carmella's going to win the match due to like devious tactics. Because let's remember too, she's kind of got a little bit of alliance right now with the Iconics, and the fact that the team of Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Asuka won on SmackDown says to me that Carmella is going to win on Sunday. So I think Carmella is going to keep the title. And everybody else that putting their picks ahead of time also agreed. So it is Carmella all the way down the board as well. Moving on to the next championship match. It's another women's championship match. The Raw Women's title on the line. Nia Jax defending against Alexa Bliss. It's the Bully versus the Bliss. Chris, who you got?
Nia Jax. Same thing with Carmella. They're not gonna pull the belt off of Nia Jax just to give it back to Alexa Bliss.
Kev?
I'm gonna go with Nia as well.
I am also going with Nia Jax. And so is everybody else. So Nia Jax all the way down the board. Moving on to the next match.
And you were calling Nia the bully?
Well,
Lol.
according to Alexa, she's the bully.
Yeah, that's according to as my mom would say, Alexa's a bitch.
Oh, well.
We were
Kyle's
so
going to kill
close
you.
to having a non-demonetized video, and then that happened.
And then Kev happened. Anyway, moving on to the United States Championship match. It's Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton. This could be a good match. I think this would be a really good match. But anyway, Chris, who you got?
You know? I'm going to think real outside the box here. I'm going to go with Randy Orton, because I feel like Shelton Benjamin's going to get involved in the match. Because why not? Because, I mean, he's been involved in this feud since Hardy came to SmackDown. So I feel like he's going to screw Hardy over. Then again, he could screw both of them over. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to go with Randy Orton. I'm going to go with Jeff Hardy because I think he's going to retain by disqualification.
Okay.
My prediction is Hardy wins the match. Hardy.
Okay. Kev.
I'm gonna go with Hardy retaining as well. but not due to disqualification. I think he actually retains the title cleanly.
All right. I am going to also go with Jeff Hardy. Basically, I'm gonna kind of ride on the shirt tails of what Chris said, where I think that Shelton Benjamin's going to get involved in some way because a pay-per-view that's on the horizon is Extreme Rules, and I can definitely see Orton, Shelton Benjamin, Jeff Hardy, and I don't know who else they would throw in there, battling for the U.S. title in a ladder match in that pay-per-view. So I'm going with Jeff Hardy as well, but I think probably Orton will still be in the title picture. And it's Jeff Hardy all the way down the board for the three people that put in their predictions ahead of time as well. So now we move into the Intercontinental Championship match. Monday Night Rollins against the A-lister Miz. Chris, who you got?
It's going to be Rollins. If I'm picking Hardy to retain the title, it's got to be Rollins because The Miz is not just going to go jump to SmackDown for 3 weeks and then go back to Raw with the IC title. And you can't have both of them on one show. So, kind of makes sense that Rollins is going to retain. I'm going to point that out here. I'm going to point a flaw in Dillon's picks here in a little bit. So, yeah, I'm going with Rollins.
Okay, Kev.
Ditto.
Yep. I'm also going with Seth Rollins because you're absolutely right. I mean, if they had kept Jeff Hardy over on Monday Night Raw, then okay, maybe I can see The Miz winning the Intercontinental title. But since Hardy's over on SmackDown, the U.S. title, or I'm sorry, the Intercontinental title rather, needs to stay on Monday Night Raw. So I'm also going with Seth Rollins. The three people that picked, two people agree with us. Preston and Tim are going with Seth Rollins. Dylan Young is going for The Miz. Interesting.
And that's the flaw I was going to point out.
Hmm.
I find it hilarious that he picked Jeff Hardy to retain the U.S. title, but he's going to have Miz, who's now on SmackDown, and pick him to win the IC title. It just doesn't make sense.
All right, moving on to the WWE Championship match. It's the phenomenal AJ Styles versus the King of Low Blow style Shinsuke Nakamura. This is the trifecta match, isn't it? Yeah, because they had the match at Greatest Royal Rumble, and then before that they had a match at WrestleMania. So this is the rubber match, if you will, and it's a no disqualification match to make things even more interesting. Chris, who have you got?
Okay. AJ's been riding a good wave of momentum since he got the title from Jinder Mahal. Defended against Jinder Mahal at Clash of Champions. He defended against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at Royal Rumble. He defended the title in the six-pack challenge at Fastlane. Defended against Shinsuke at WrestleMania. And then got low-blowed. And then has repeatedly been low-blowed for the last 3 weeks. God rest his nuts. And then technically defended against him at the Greatest Royal Rumble. I think I see what they're doing here, and now that the reception that Shinsuke has got as a heel, now's the time they're going to put the belt on Shinsuke. And with, like you said, on the horizon is Extreme Rules. I see them doing another no disqualification thing between them. Shinsuke's getting the title on Sunday.
All right, Kev.
He keeps punching me in the dick. Why? Why does he keep punching me in the dick? I'm going with Shinsuke. I'll punch you in the nuts tomorrow. Go.
All right. Well, I agree with Chris. I kind of see where they're leading all this up to, but something tells me that since this is a no disqualification match, AJ Styles is going to low blow Shinsuke Nakamura and win the title back, and keep the title. So I'm going with AJ Styles to win. Going for a shot in the dark, but I think because they have that stipulation with no DQ, that allows AJ Styles to be able to do a legal low blow.
See, I thought he was going to do that on SmackDown last time.
Because see, here's what I think. You're going to see Shinsuke Nakamura try and go for a low blow early, and AJ Styles is going to have a cup this time. He's going to be ready for it. I'm calling it. Anyway, moving on to the final matchup It's a non-title match.
Wait, who's the other predictions?
Oh yes, that's right. For the other predictions, Dillon, Preston, and Tim all going with Shinsuke. And finally, the final match, non-title, but should be a good match. It is the Samoan Submission Machine, Samoa Joe, going up against the WWE Universal Champion, Samoa Joe. He's the champion. They messed up. They messed up at the Greatest Royal Rumble. He's the champion. If they say Brock Lesnar's the champion,
No,
it's fake news.
you said Samoa Joe
Yeah.
facing the Universal Champion Samoa Joe.
Exactly. You don't. Okay. Wow. Kev does not know that one of Roman Reigns' actual names is Joe, so they actually call him Samoa Joe versus Samoa Joe. Wow. Good job, Kev. Anyway.
Oh, I mean, you're not wrong. I didn't know that.
Nope, I'm not wrong. Anyway, Chris, who you got?
Give me 1 second here. I'll give you a good answer for this. I'm just gonna look something up here. It's gonna give you a firm idea as to who I am making my pick on, because this is it's just the way to go. Hang on, I just passed it up. Hold on.
Fuck's sake, Chris. Anyway, while you're looking that up, I'm just gonna make my prediction.
I got it. And here is my pick.
So Chris thinks that the Shield's going to reunite. Okay.
No, that's Roman Reigns' theme song.
All right, Kev, who you got?
Okay, hear me out here. Everyone apparently thinks Roman Reigns is gonna win this, okay? Not me. I'm going with Samoa Joe because I want to. And I feel this needs a little bit of... I feel like everybody has agreed on pretty much everything thus far. I'm going to go against the grain for once and go Samoa Joe.
All right, well, I was already planning on going against the grain because the last time I picked Samoa Joe was back when they had that six-pack challenge for a number one contender to go against Brock Lesnar, and Samoa Joe won. So I think Samoa Joe is going to win this time as well, and so, yeah, that's my reasoning. I'm going with Samoa Joe. However, Dylan Young, Preston, and Tim Fiegel are all going with the big dog, Roman Reigns. All right, so that's it. Very short card, only 8 matches. I'm not expecting this to be a real great pay-per-view, but you never know. And maybe Titus O'Neil will fall into the ring again. That'd be great. Anyway.
Dead gum.
That was the greatest. I'm telling you, I'm never going to be able to watch a Royal Rumble again without thinking of that. And Corey Graves was losing it, and so was I.
Corey and Michael were losing it.
Well, Michael did a pretty good job keeping his composure. Corey couldn't contain himself. It was beautiful. But anyway, that's going to do it for our predictions for Backlash. Next pay-per-view...
Fuck Brock Lesnar.
Huh?
I said fuck Brock Lesnar.
Well, I mean, if that's what you're into, but I think that's considered bestiality. Anyway.
Heck off. Heck off.
Anyway, the next pay-per-view that you'll see us doing our predictions for will be the pay-per-view on June 17th, Money in the Bank. So that'll be the next time you'll see us, which will be, June... somewhere like 15th, 16th is when the next video will be. Anyway, tune into our Facebook group to see who ends up winning the titles for the respective divisions, and check down the description of this video for anybody that didn't give their predictions prior to this video. They'll probably give it before Sunday during the course of this week, and we'll fill in the blanks there. So, till then, anything you guys want to say to close it out?
Nah, that's alright.
This is all I got.
Oh, Roman always goes over, doesn't he?
Yes,
Always.
yes, he always does go over. Good night.
Good night.